really enjoyed the fact that it was a realm that I'd not really investigated before, and it was a whole new way of thinking and speaking and learning.
How similar we were as mathematicians and artists, and at the same time how different. For me, the most challenging was really to find descriptions which were understandable to artists.
The breaking down of so many assumptions that I had on what mathematics is, on how artists think, how scientists think.
To know when to break off from the maths, actually, to sort of try and get to a point where yeah, I feel like I've got enough understanding now, I can respond to that.
We're talking about minimal surfaces, that is surfaces which have constant mean curvature 0. So they look like soap film. And the question is about how many ends such a minimal surface can have.
For example, a catenoid end.
They extend out to infinity.
The ends are either looking like catenoids or looking like planes. The question is in relation to how many holes does the surface have. The conjecture is the number of ends depends on the number of holes.
The mathematicians are trying to speculate really what those shapes might be.
Are there any minimal surfaces which have G holes and more than G plus 2 ends?
So what I tried to do was kind of cover all bases in terms of a basic introduction to minimal surfaces, but particularly focusing on the infinite aspect of them. I wound up creating what was originally going to be a sonic response to the minimal surfaces, but then actually really turned into a film that was discussing minimal surfaces with a sonic accompaniment.
I created Sounds of Surface. I took the file of the Costa surface and I added thickness in a 3D modelling program so we could actually print the shape on a 3D printer. With that Costa surface, 3D printed in real life, worked with a digital artist, and we used proximity sensors to gather the data and distances as we kind of scanned the shape, if you will. And those distances could then inform elements of the music. So the idea was that you would be able to listen to a 3D shape in a space.
So the idea behind this work was to use the body as brain and to find a way to embody these really abstract mathematical concepts, which I think is quite familiar to dance in a way. So we were not interested in representing, but actually in experiencing and thinking about the maths in a different way. I created a series of propositions or directions for improvisation. So audience members would be able to choose which cards they would like to see performed and also the duration of each performance. In that way, sort of a timeline was created, a storyboard.